Welcome to your YouTube channel NDS Shorthand. Please like, share and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Be ready. Start. The petitioner is a private limited company incorporated under the Companies Act 1956. It is engaged in the manufacture and sale of iron and steel products in the district of Ghaziabad and shall hereinafter be referred to as the company. In order to run the factory, the company entered into agreements with the respondents for supply of 9500 kVA of electrical energy continuously 24 hours. The UP State Electricity Board, hereinafter referred to as the Board, by notifications issued from time to time, framed uniform tariffs in exercise of the power conferred on it by Section 49(1) of the Electricity Supply Act 1948, hereinafter referred to as the Supply Act. Some of these tariffs also provide for charges of coal price variation adjustment and fuel cost variation adjustment as well as for fuel surcharge. These writ petitions have been filed challenging the levy of the aforesaid charges for different periods by the various notifications mentioned above. Some of the impugned notifications were issued prior to the institution of these writ petitions and the rest thereafter. By applications made for amendment of the writ petitions which were allowed to notifications issued after the institution of the writ petitions were also challenged. Before dealing with the submissions made by the Council for the parties, it will be useful to refer to Section 46 and 49 of the Supply Act and the relevant provisions in the notifications in regard to the aforesaid charges. Under Section 46 of the Supply Act deals with the grid tariff. Subsection 1 thereof provides that a tariff to be known as the grid tariff shall, in accordance with the regulations made in this behalf, be fixed from time to time by the board in respect of which area for which a scheme is in force, and tariffs fixed under this section may, if the board thinks fit, differ for different areas. This appeals to supply of energy to license under section 49 of the Supply Act reads as herein under. Provision for the sale of electricity by the board to persons other than licensees. Subject to provisions of this Act and the regulations, if any, made in this behalf, the board may supply electricity to any person not being a licensee upon such terms and conditions as the board thinks fit and may, for the purposes of such supply, frame uniform tariffs. In fixing the uniform tariffs, the board shall have regard to all or any of the following factors, namely, the nature of the supply and the purposes for which it is required.